someone who played against Simone and is now, with the same organization that, Simone made legendary. How much fun is it to have her at practice and just have a weekend dedicated to celebrating her achievements?
Oh, it's so dope. I mean, you walk in the gym and you see legends of this stature. This is what Minnesota Lynx is all about. I mean, when I first came in the league, they were in prime time. That was 2014. And so they were, prime, who they are and who you wanted to be a part of. And so that was a big reason why I came here in free agency, was people like Simone. So really excited to be here to honor her again and again, as she deserves all her flowers for the Hall of Fame career she's had. But it's really cool. It's just it's just being around legends, and now I consider a legend like Katie Smith one of my friends, somebody who I was able to be in the trenches with, and now Way, BB, and that's just the family atmosphere that they created. And that's something that we've been able to do too with this group, and so we're just following suit. But it's really cool to have them here, supporting Simone, and just super cool to be a part of it.
Each of the last few seasons, there's been pretty, multiple monumental weekends that celebrate players of the past. How meaningful is that for you as a current player to see the organization honoring, the people who came before, and laid the groundwork for what's happening now?
I mean, as somebody who played against them, you just understand the value and who they were as a franchise, who they were as a group. So to see them celebrated, it's an amazing thing. Maya's been through here, Sil, I got to play with, now having Way and BB on the staff, and then now Simone tomorrow, just legends, and having been on the other side of that, facing, the other side of it, it's no surprise, So I'm just super excited to be here, be part of this organization at this level, while they're still getting their flowers. I think it's just really cool. And just to say you get to play against them, it's motivating. You want to be up there one day. What they had to put in, the work they had to put in to get those championships and to be able to have those banners. And that's what we're fighting for every day.
Are there any specific moments of playing against Simone that kind of
We always played against the Lynx on my birthday.
Oh.
When I was in San Antonio and Vegas, we always were here around my birthday. So that was just always something that I remembered, is just being in Target Center on my birthday, and usually not in a good way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I mean, like I said, she's a legend, and just her savviness on the offensive end, but then just her grit and determination and her unselfishness to be able to be who she needed to be for all those championship teams, I think just says a lot about her. And because she could have went out and had 40 every game if she wanted to, but choosing to be the best version of yourself for the group is something that takes a lot of maturity, and that's something that I really admire from her, because Simone was a bucket, and being on the other side of that, you realize that, and just knowing that you're in that similar position, where you have to give of yourself in different ways, and you understand just the value of players like that, and just the value of what they had as a group, and that's what we want to embody. So she's motivating, she's somebody that I look up to, and I'm excited for her tomorrow.
You've been on both sides of the spectrum, and you talk about how Lynx is family all the time, and we have all these legends.
Yeah.
What do you think makes the Lynx different?
I mean, you see they come back, So, I mean, I don't think that happens in every organization. And I think what Cheryl has created here is just surrounded by good people. I think that's what it's really built off of, is that we genuinely care about each other off the court, I swear. And even with our group now, it's just we genuinely love each other on and off the court. And I think that's what you see, the resilience, the trust, the highs and lows of a season. It's hard to navigate. And you have a lot of personalities, a lot of egos, but the groups that Cheryl and her staff are able to put together are really special. And you see that when the legends come back, and they're just so excited to see each other. You see the hugs, you see them talking about the memories that they had and their nicknames that they have for each other. It's the same thing that, we're trying to create every single day. So I think that's really special, and that's something that they, when you're in the trenches and, you go to the finals and you have to go through those hard moments. And when they were doing commercial and stuff like that. People don't realize, it's not what they were doing. They were playing at Minnesota one time, right? Wasn't the Target Center getting, come on, the things that they had to endure. I think about those things when we're sitting in the charter flights, and now where women's sports is now, what they had to endure. There is no this version of Minnesota Lynx without them, WNBA without them. And so I think everybody looked up to the Minnesota Lynx from that time, and they're legends and they're legendary. So just to have them sitting here and hanging out and just shooting the excuse my language, that just shows how connected they actually were. Sorry. So I think that's really cool, and I think that's just what the Lynx is all about.
Any advice maybe that Simone's given you that's really resonated?
I think Simone is more somebody that carries and embodies, who she was and what she wants to give. She's not somebody that's not going to talk a lot or things like that, but it's just her smooth, energy that she has. I think, like I said it before, I think the biggest thing about Simone that I've gained is just what she was willing to give of herself, because like I said, she could have gone out and scored 40 every night or tried to get up 25 shots a game, but she was playing with Waylon and BB and Sil and Maya, and she knew what she had to do on the defensive end, or like giving of herself and making herself better in the other facets of the game. It's something that I've always really admired, because she's guarding the other team's best player, usually on those teams. Between her and Maya. So I think that's something that really stands out to me, something I look up to.
Kayla, Fee and Simone overlapped 1 year here.
Yes.
He was just talking about how Sil and Simone kind of took her under their wing as a rookie. Can you just talk about, we all know how you feel about Fee, but just talk about how well she's kind of assumed the mantle of leadership of this kind of program, of this kind of traditional program?
Yeah, Fee is just, she's so special in so many ways, but it's not necessarily the things that she does on the court, but it's just her ability to absorb and kind of just like feel out the people around her. She's always kind of been like that, and just continuously watching her take her steps, especially as she's become a mom. I think she really kind of just like has just like walked in who she is, and she knows how much we believe in her and how much we trust her, and and who she is on the court. But it's so much off the court too, like her personality and her nerdiness, like just really coming into who she is now as a businesswoman, as a mom, like I said. So it's just amazing to see her continue to bloom. And she just, like I said, like the biggest thing I think of with Fee is just grace. Like she carries it so like lightly. All of this this crown that she's wearing, like we call her Queen Fee and all this stuff, but she carries it with such grace. And I think that comes because she knows who she is off the court. And I think that's just a testament to who she is, and that's why it's easy to follow her. That's why it's easy to get behind her.
Real quick question about the game actually. There was some frustration at the end of the last game. It wasn't the best game for you guys. Generally speaking, you guys have responded pretty well to that kind of game, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. We've been in a lot of situations like this. Obviously, we want to win every game that we play, but I think it's more so how we lost, and knowing that there was a lot of things that we could have controlled to determine the outcome of the game and whatever. But I think it's frustrating. I think we know what we're capable of, and we're not at our standard. We're harder on ourselves than anybody else can talk about. We internally we have a lot of accountability for ourselves and one another, and that's what we want to bring tomorrow. We're back at home, thank goodness. I was so sick of being in that hotel in Seattle. But we're back here at Target Center. We're having a great day for Simone, but it's about us. It's about things that we can control and being the best version of ourselves that we can, and that's all we can do. So come noon tomorrow, when it's packed with our fans, we'll be ready.
Kayla, you've been shooting lights out this season. 50% from three, your true shooting's off the charts. Just how good have you been feeling shooting the ball this year?
That's what I do, That's what I get paid to do. But I'm just enjoying it. Like I said, every season's a journey. For some reason, these Commissioner Cup balls, Bridge and I shoot really well with them. I don't know, it's crazy. We did the same thing last year, but I think it's just finding my way. Obviously I missed training camp, which is tough, and I'm still knocking rust off. I know people like say true shooting, whatever. I still feel that there's another level that I can get to, but it's just taking advantage and being that reliable, veteran presence that I can be for this team. I think it's just so big. Me not being confident and knocking down those shots. It takes pressure off Fee, court, everybody. When we get the ball moving and popping, that's when we're at our best. And to be on the other side of that, it's a lot of fun. So I'm just really just enjoying it, having fun, taking my shots and knocking them down is something I really hold myself to a high standard for. And I'm just enjoying shooting the ball right now. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, K-Mac.